channel. You know who it is by now.
Jimothy.
So ladies and gents, we are back doing a little bit of testing today. We have got locals tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this video. And the deck in question, let's just jump into some ranked, ladies and gents. The deck in question is Spright, ladies and gents. Now, I took Spright to the most recent box tournament that I went to. First time I've ever played the deck. Obviously, I kind of know what Spright does playing against it, but actually playing it yourself and trying to play through... Oh, we got a match. Trying to play through like combos, trying to play through established boards, all that kind of stuff. It proved to be a little bit interesting, and I started to learn a lot of what the deck does by about round 3, but I'd already lost like 1, maybe 2 games then. So, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. So, lost the die roll here. It's not looking too shabby. And I'm playing against Branded. Yay. I'm going to get locked, aren't I? This is going to be rough. Yeah, but anyway, Sprite's a strong deck. Ninja Mosquito OTK is absolutely crazy. This is the main reason why I wanted to play the deck, just because I really like that card. I like cards that do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Whether that be like big monsters or through some like crazy effects. So having Ninja Mosquito OTK and just, it was crazy. And I think I managed to pull that off in my first game using Spright, which was highly, highly satisfying. But this just looks like regular Branded shenanigans right now. Let's see what he's got engraved so far. He's got the usual. Has not resolved Branded Fusion yet. Has searched Aluba. I've got no interruption. He's already dumped Albion, so he's probably got a few hand traps in his hand, to be honest, if this is the line that he's going for. And I'm assuming that he's not playing no bestial stuff, but he has actually drawn the Aluba, which is never too good. This is going to be rough, ladies and gents, I'm not going to lie. I can't see myself playing through this. He's got Branded lost, so that means he can potentially get a Mercuria. He could actually special summon Lulu Walilith from Grand Guignol, if I'm remembering that correctly. Let's have a look. Yeah, Grand Guignol can summon Lulu Walilith. Yeah, so it's looking kind of dubious, to be honest. And he's got Mirror Jade on field, which is just, yeah, it's kind of awkward, to be honest. But at the moment, he hasn't got the Sanctifier route, which is nice. And he's going to get the Branded in red set, which is going to be a bit of a problem. Dogmatica Punishment, this is crazy. So he's going to get Ecclesia, he's going to have Fleur de Lis in hand, as well as having Lulu Walilith. I'm sure, let's have a look. I'm sure Grand Guignol can banish itself from graveyard. Yep, this is crazy. His setup's going to be nasty. This is why people main deck Ash Blossom. I do have Ash in this list, ladies and gents, but obviously what I've got in my hand isn't too good. So he's going to end there and he's going to go end phase. Oh, I forgot the Branded in red set. Okay. You forgot Branded in red? Okay. Okay, alright, let's see what we can do here. So let's normal summon our Beaver. Activate Beaver's effect. Is he going to Mercuria? Nope, he's going to let it resolve. Okay. There is actually nothing that I can do about that. So that means he's searched the Fleur de Lis, he's got the Fleur de Lis. Oh, Quertus. Okay, that's interesting. Alright. The question is, where do I go from here? Oh, he's going to Mirror Jade. Okay, that's fine. He's dumped Rinbrim. Ooh, this is tricky. I'm not too worried about the banish because I do have talent and prosp. So I can clear his field. Mirror Jade's fine. Alright, so the question is, where do I go from here? I can Mirror Jade, take his... Then I can Sprint. No, Mirror Jade's used this effect. Alright, so I'll take the Quietus. Then I'll make Sprint. I have a response for that, good sir. Unless he's got Bow. If he's got Bow, he's crazy. He's crazy if he's got Ghost Bow. Alright. So we will send our last Angler. Angler effect. Has he got the Ash Blossom? Nope. Let's go. That is fine. We are off to the races. Then I will Monster Reborno. I had a crazy hand when I'm thinking about it. This is nuts. So I'll bring back you. And then I shall... The question is, am I overthinking this? Alright, yeah. Alright, so we make Gigantic with... Because I could bounce his Mirror Jade back to hand. Attack over that. Okay. Question is, do I keep Sprint? That is what that's what I'm thinking right here. Because Sprint is a little bit of an interruption. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Sprint, to be honest. Has he got a Nibiru? Does he have a Nibiru? That is the question. Oh no. Okay. Has he got a Ghost Ogre? So what format of interaction does he have? Alright, we are off to the races, ladies and gents. So we'll grab blue. And we have done it. We broke that board. Okay, that was we probably need to play one more right there. But there you go, ladies and gents. Like I said, I had to kind of like think through my plays there. I'm not as familiar with Spright as I would like to be, but practice makes perfect. Let's see if we can get into another one. Okay, ladies and gents, that last game that I played was actually a best of 3, but unfortunately something just went wrong with my audio, so I decided not to press on and play another game. I'd rather just show you the list that I'm using currently. So this is the Spright list that I'm using at the moment. So we've got 2 Godala in the main deck, easily sideable out. I've gone with Godala over Gameciel mainly because you can Ninja Mosquito OTK, which is the main reason I picked up this deck. And I know that I mentioned that before, but I really do like... I don't know why I like that card so much. I just think it's funny that you can just OTK with a 0 attack monster. So if you manage to kaiju one of your opponent's monsters, you only need, I believe it's like 3 other Spright monsters to be able to attack. And we all know that Spright swarm the board. 2 Fenrir, this card's crazy, demands a response. I potentially will up this to 3. I've only got 2 in real life, apart from, well, I've got 3, but I refuse to use my ulti. That's staying in the binder. 3 Ash Blossom. I do play Pixies. I think Pixies is vital, especially as Sprite's biggest weakness is the fact that most of their monsters are squishy. So having Pixies just as a little bit of a surprise factor, you can just kind of OTK out of nowhere, especially if your opponent just feels like, I can survive another turn. Search the Pixies and there's not a lot they can do. Also, it kind of protects your monsters as well, like your gigantic Spright, for example. They just can't punch over it, basically. So yeah, Triple Jet, which is non-explainable, is what it is. Spell and Trap Searcher. I've gone for the double red. I do value the monster negate. I feel like red's probably a little bit underutilized. You could take him out and put him more non-engine, but I do value red. So yeah, triple blue goes without saying. 1 carrot, which is pretty standard. Thank goodness for the rarity bump upgrade in the new Battle of the Legends set, which is a banger, might I add. Definitely looking to pick up some cards out of there, but maybe that's for another video. This card right here, Fallen of Argyros. I do like this card. It's just basically an extender. It does have another effect to detach materials from an XYZ monster on the field, so either yourself or your opponent. I don't understand why you'd really want to do it to yourself, but nonetheless, it's just a free extender. If you've got a Link, level, or rank 2 on the field, it just special summons himself. And there's a few situations where I've opened like double Beaver or like double Angler, for example, and him, and I've been able to kind of like pop off. So I do kind of think that is quite useful in that sense, just as an extender. Nimble package goes without saying. Mouthy package, I'm not too sure about. I'm considering it. I do like making the Herald. It does disrupt a number of decks, especially when they're trying to pitch things or dump things from deck to grave. It kind of disrupts that and it forces the battle phase. So for that respect, I like it. But then drawing these cards, these are cards that you don't ever really want to draw. Drawing a Catty is just like, just no. Ibli, if you can pull it off, you probably should, especially as some people aren't respecting it anymore. Games 2 or 3, I've seen people respect it a lot more, but like I said, if you can pull it off, you could. It's an easy side out going into games 2 and 3. This, along with the Nimble package, the Mouthy package and the Spright double cross, that's 4 cards that you could potentially put in. So yeah, I do like that. Monster Reborno, I like this as an extender, to be honest, especially if you get a blue pitch. I think it's just crazy. So yeah, Triple Pot of Prosperity goes without saying. Double Triple Tactics talents. I decided not to go for 3. When I play 3 talents, I always tend to brick on them. So if you ever seen my math mech list from before the most recent ban list, I was on 2 talents and 1 desires. 1, because I don't like drawing desires into desires, always seems to happen to me. And 2, if I have 2 talents, I'm less likely to have 2 talents in hand, which means I've got a dead card in hand. So that's the theory behind it anyway, and it seems to work out. I see it kind of quite frequently, to be honest. 1 Call by the Grave goes without saying. 1 Gamma Burst, yes, I do play this. Obviously, the 3rd starter is gone, so Gamma Burst is useful. Smashers goes without saying. Starters at 2, so yeah, is what it is. Triple Infinite Impermanence, again, just solid card. Doesn't play into talents or thrust, which I do like. So yeah, and then 1 Spright Double Cross. Again, you decide this out going second, so it's nice and easy. Extra deck is pretty much standard, I think. I don't know. I don't really know. Like I said, I've already played this deck once myself. I've seen a few lists, but I'm no Spright expert. So 1 Herald of the Arclight, 1 Zeus, 1 Downer. There could be an argument for 2 Zeuses, especially with Kashtira still kind of being in the format, and Unicorn is a card, but yeah, 1 Zeus seems to be fine. Mannequin Cat, Sky Cavalry, this is questionable as well. You don't potentially need this. This could be potentially a Link 4. Onibabaru goes without saying. 2 Gigantic Spright, the 2 seems to come up for me. You do 1 in your normal combo, and then if you want to recover, you could potentially just go into another one. So I do value Gigantic Spright. Gin Buster is what it is. Mouthy of the Forest, again, this is questionable. If the Mouthy stuff comes out, then this is obviously coming out. The deck list could then go to 40, and I could have some more utility in the extra deck. So it's worth thinking about, but it seems to check out at the moment. This is another interruption with your Catty on field, so I kind of like it. The card, the reason why I play this deck, number 2 Ninja Shadow Mosquito. I love this card. I play this card in Ninjas as well. Like, I just like the idea of it. I think it's silly, so quirky, and you can still win. Like, it's not just a joke. You're not playing this just as a little bit of a banter. If your opponent's not ready for it, you will be able to OTK them, and there's not a lot they're gonna be able to do about it. So yeah. Bit of utility, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Cerberus. I've gone for double sprint. You could argue that you could only need 1. I think 2 is okay. But yeah, 1 you could probably get away with, and you could use the other slot for a bit more utility. But like I said, I'm still testing, don't really know the deck as well. So if you got any ideas, definitely comment in the section below. As for the side deck, ladies and gents, ignore it. It is interchangeable. These are just cards that I've thrown in. Shifter is probably a side deck staple that I'm going to leave in Spright, just because Spright can play with Shifter, or through Shifter, quote unquote. So Shifter's nice because it just shuts down so many other decks in a format bar like Kashtira basically. So that's probably going to stay in. Droll I'm not too sure about. Nib I'm not even too sure about. I like having Nib because people just don't respect Nib at times, and it's just a bit of a blowout when you just resolve it because they just overextend, but I'm not sure. Evenly matched, that's for the back row removal. And Solemn Judgment, I put this in because of like Dark Ruler no more, because typically that will just shut down your turn, or things like Dark Hole for example, that just blew me out. If you don't end on carrot, which sometimes that can happen, you just get blown out by like a power spell. So definitely worth just having some defensive options. But that's it, ladies and gents. Hopefully you enjoy the list. If there's anything that you think I could tweak, get at me in the comment section below. Give me some ideas. Like I said, I'm one person. Does help having a bit of a conversation. It makes me just refine my deck building. But yeah, if you did like this content, you know what to do by now. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all of that beautiful good stuff. And I would definitely see you guys in the next video. Hope you've enjoyed. Peace.